Okay, everyone. Is this thing on this time, for sure? Okay. Once again, just before we get into part 2 of the Odyssey, thank you to Thomas B, or Tom B, however you would like to be referred to. He informed me recently that my first part for the Odyssey did not have any audio, and I don't know why. My mic was muted that whole time, but I'm hoping you guys got at least something from it. Now, about this Odyssey, I originally thought I had explained it all before, but apparently my mic was muted, so I explained nothing. So, Odyssey is obviously called Need Healing. You will lose lives, and essentially what that means, if you haven't already noticed from our previous video, or at least part 1, is that it means that essentially we are guaranteed to lose lives because they send out a ceramic that is camouflaged and has regen on round 1. And aside from equipping powers and potentially using some cash drops, or maybe even a super monkey storm, there is no way you can pop this in time on round 1. And it will take all of your lives if you do not have mana shield. And if you do have mana shield, it will leave you with 26. So essentially, the entire point of this Odyssey is that you have to regain as many lives as you can, or preferably all of them, before the end of this map, and at the same time, you also have to beat the map. Also, it is an extreme Odyssey, so you sadly will not be allowed to place your towers once in one map and then again in the next, because you will lose them the second you place them. And I'm not just talking about, like, I don't know if you caught this in the last video, but this is the whole reason why I thought the video was perfectly fine with commentary, is that someone mentioned that essentially I placed down a tack shooter in the first part, and then thought to myself, no, the sniper can deal with this round all by himself. I shouldn't need to waste this money and this tower. And then it turns out that even though I didn't technically beat that round with the tack shooter, that it still took away my tack shooter from me, which I thought was a little bit rude, because I did manage to get through the entire round and the entire map with just using the sniper and the village, which was very impressive by me. I was so pleased with that, but apparently Ninja Kiwi does not care. So we got our Benjamin, and essentially Benjamin is the only hero you're allowed to choose, and the reason for that is because of his level 6 ability? Level 6? Restore 5 lives at the end of each round. So essentially, if you don't go in, let me just drop the biggest bombshell on you about this Odyssey and why it could be a very difficult one to manage, right? Essentially, if you don't restore all of your lives and have all of them back by the end of this map, you will lose this Odyssey and have to restart it from the beginning. Now, the reason for that is, essentially, if you have less than your max amount of lives, or if you have mana shield, you can lose your mana shield, but if you do not have 105 lives of your regular lives by the end of a map, you will be going into the next map losing to another ceramic, which means that essentially, if you don't have max lives, you're probably going to lose round 1. And if you lose in an Odyssey, you will restart the same map that you just lost on, but you will still keep the lives that you had from the previous map. So you will always lose. Unless you've got cash drop and can somehow beat the ceramic, or super monkey storm and that works or something, there is no way to beat it after that point. You will just be in a loop of losing, and you won't be able to get out of it. Which sucks, but that's the case. And so you really have to make sure you restore all of your lives by the end of the game, or at least by the end of each map. Okay, so I think that just about covers everything. It's an Extreme Odyssey as well, so even more layers of pain coming with the whole you need to make sure you have all of your lives by the end of the game. But other than that, I think that just about covers everything. Okay, so what do we need to do here? We need camo protection soon, and we also need lead popping power. I'm thinking that maybe we can do this one with just tack shooter boat. I'm thinking that could be the case. But at the same time, there's really no reason for us to hold on to another village. I mean, why would we? So we may as well place one of those down as well, because we got one for each map for a reason. So I'm just thinking, do we place our second Buccaneer here, or do we place like a Dart Monkey? I think we place a Dart Monkey. Or do we? Would that be better for a later map? Let's have a look. Cracked, or in the loop. I'd say cracked is more likely going to be the boat level. So let's place a Dart Monkey. I want to place one right around here, and we can do some upgrading. There we go. And then we can start working on taking down this Moab with overdrive, sharpshooter, and quick shots. Okay. So admittedly, neither of us... Oh, actually, yeah, that's a terrible idea, isn't it? Okay, yeah, we have no lead protection at the moment, and we are very close to coming up on that round, so... We're going to be treating this exactly like we treated the first map, because we need lead popping power, like, now. So we are going to, in fact, have to sell this guy, quickly rebuy him, and then get a Juggernaut with enhanced eyesight. Now, admittedly, this is a better map for a Juggernaut, just because there's so many more straight lines, whereas on the last map it didn't really serve us very well. But essentially this prepares us for the next round, this one, because now we can pop leads. Okay, so now that we've got that, we want to get our village set up, and this will be our last tower. We need to get the MIB as soon as we can, so that we can sell our Dart Monkey and buy the better version. Right, so, I'm sorry, my mind is just still mulling over the fact that I spent an hour talking and commentating. What? No, not really. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just still kind of stunned that I spent an hour talking and commentating on the first two maps, and it's just all useless. Like, it's the only thing is, like, I don't remember now if I've talked about certain things, but essentially, in order to beat this Odyssey, you need to have full amount of lives at the end of the game. If you place down Oban at any point in time in the early game, you should be able to do that fairly easily, because he will restore lives to you. You don't need a banana farm. I picked that up just in case, but we really didn't need it in the end. But that's fine. We managed to beat the second map with only using a village and a sniper, but admittedly for some reason they did take away a tack shooter from us, even though we technically didn't beat any rounds with it. Like, we placed it, and it did get some pops, but then I decided against it and just let the sniper do its thing, and so I sold it, or I restarted the level. Didn't place the tack shooter in the first place, but it still took it away from me, which was pretty rude. I was pretty upset by that. But now that I know how it works, I'm not too fussed. Alright, but essentially we just need to make it through this map with all of our lives, and then we should be good to go for the next two maps. Now, Cracked is going to be a difficult one. That's why I'm thinking we're going to use the boat on Cracked, just because there's that... It's a main water source right in the middle, which is really handy. And so I think that's where we'll utilize the boat. And I think we'll need all the help we can get on Cracked, because it's a pretty difficult map. Not gonna lie. I definitely prefer in the loop to spam the rest of our extra towers on. Oh, that also means I didn't talk about my tower choice. So essentially, I didn't do the greatest job of picking my towers, I'm not gonna lie. I would change my mind about certain things, like I definitely don't need a banana farm. I don't plan on using it at any point in time during this Odyssey. It was just there for backup in case Benjamin wasn't enough to restore all of my lives. Plus, at the time, I didn't know how the Odyssey really worked. Like, I knew that I'd be losing lives, but I didn't know how it would happen until I started the first map, and so we all know how that went from there. So I wouldn't pick a banana farm if I was you guys. If you haven't started your Odyssey already, and you were looking over these videos first, I wouldn't advise picking the banana farm because I don't plan on using it. So that's just dead weight at the moment. My main strategy was to pick 5 villages and 5 tack shooters so that I could give the tack shooter the MIB and then go for the tack zone and essentially just ride off of that on every single map for a victory. But then I found out quickly that the attack shooter I was going for, the tack zone, can't pop leads, and then I had to work with the Juggernaut in the first map, and then getting the MIB took a long time. It was just a terrible decision on my part. But on the second map, I realized that the snipers could hold off fairly well on logs because it was a really long map. Usually snipers are terrible in the early game because of how slow they are, but on logs it was perfectly fine, which was great. And we managed to do pretty much the entire map with just a sniper and the village alongside Benjamin, who was bringing in some extra cash for us, which was incredibly helpful because we kept selling and replacing our sniper to get a better version, or a version that could deal with the current level at the time. Right, but we seem to be doing quite well so far. We haven't needed to sell anything just yet. Our overdrive is probably our best tower at the moment. I mean, this guy ain't doing so well, and we're definitely not getting Ultra Jug. Jesus, no. I don't like getting Juggernaut, but on this map where there's a long straight line, it's not too bad. I just feel like it's definitely outclassed by the good old Crossbow Master. Can't go wrong with a Crossbow Master, but a Juggernaut can get a little bit dicey here and there. Like, look how many pops this guy has compared to our overdrive. And I'm pretty sure this is around the same price, if not cheaper, to afford than the Juggernaut. Alright, so I think we're just about to hit the tack zone, which is crazy. I didn't really plan on saving up for this directly, but I guess this particular spot for the spike factory, or the tack shooter, is just perfect. We didn't need to change anything about it. Okay, so now that we've got our first 5th tier up, and it can see camo, and it can pop leads, I don't really think we need to do much more now. I probably will sell this guy to place a Crossbow Master instead. Like, we can't afford him just yet, but he will be much more worth it in the long run here. And we'll get the Jungle Drums to make them attack even faster. And then after that, I think we'll just be aiming for the Crossbow Master, and then I'll skip ahead to when we can afford it. Oh, but man, losing that much audio just really sucks. To be honest, I should have checked it like seconds before starting, but I checked it before I loaded up the game. I just didn't realize I hit the mute key at some point in time. Or at least I must have done, because I don't know what else could have happened. But yes, essentially, this is a pretty difficult Odyssey. You gotta maintain your lives, because at the start of every single map, it will take away almost all of them if you've got a mana shield, and it will leave you with 1 life if you don't have a mana shield. So, if you're not full on lives at the end of this round, or on this map, you're just gonna lose on the next one. So, this is actually an Odyssey that's quite risky, because there are multiple cases where you could have to restart the entire Odyssey. So for example, like I said before, if you start a round with less than max lives, or like less than 26 lives total, or if you don't have mana shield, if you have less than 105 total by the end of a map, the next map will one-shot you, and it will restart you with that same less than optimal amount of lives, and then you'll have to restart the Odyssey, unless you've got your powers active and you've got like a Super Monkey Storm or cash drops to help you actually take out that camo lead. And it's also an extreme Odyssey. We'll use Benjamin's ability there. It's also an extreme Odyssey, which means if you run out of towers before the end of the maps, you've just got nothing to place. So you can also mess up your Odyssey that way, because they will not be coming back, and you will have to restart the Odyssey again. But as of right now, we're doing pretty well. We've got ourselves our first 5th tier. Our second 5th tier is on its way. Realistically, you should be able to beat all of these maps with just 2 5th tiers. But don't be afraid to use some extra towers if you need them. Just so long as you have a game plan in mind for your last few maps. My game plan is always, for extreme maps, or for extreme Odysseys, my game plan is always the same. Try and use the smallest, or the least amount of towers possible, obviously alongside your hero. The hero transfers over every map. But other than that, try and use the least amount of towers as possible to beat a map, so that you have the most amount of towers possible for every map after. And then in the final map, you can just relax, go all out, buy as many things as you want, with as many upgrades as you want. Also, don't forget about Benjamin's ability. It saved my butt multiple times in the first episode. Just by, instead of purchasing a new tower, using Benjamin's first ability or his second ability, either buffing my own towers or reducing the level of the balloons that were coming at me. It saved me from buying a tack shooter at one point, although apparently the game did not care about that for me. It still took it away from me anyway, but that's alright, we can manage it. Okay, but we're just about to get our crossbow master up here. And when we do, I will see you guys at round 80, because I know for a fact that we can destroy with just this crossbow master and this tack zone, so long as there is an MIB nearby. But yeah, I am incredibly sorry that the first episode did not come with any commentary. Believe me, the commentary was there. I just messed up with the mic situation. So I've officially unbound the mute and unmute key. So now it no longer exists on my keyboard. So I can't mess up my audio in any way, shape or form from this point onwards. Okay. So we just got the crossbow master. We've got crossbow master, tack zone, Monkey Intelligence Bureau, and Benjamin, and I will see you guys at round 80, because nothing is getting past this. Okay everyone, round 80, as I had suspected, or expected, as I had anticipated, our lovely 5th tiers have managed to shred everything that's come our way, and once again we've managed to beat another map. Good old cubism is down. Okay, so we've got 10 out of 19 left, which is good because we've passed the halfway point and we still have more than half of our towers. So we want to get rid of this at some point soon within the Odyssey, but I'm not sure what other towers we should use, because if we use the Buccaneer here, then... Wait a minute. Why do I have 2 tack shooters? I shouldn't have 2 tack shooters, I should only have 1 left. Huh. Maybe it gave me my tack shooter back. That was nice. Because essentially I brought 5 tack shooters in. I used 1 on the first map. Oh no, wait, yeah, no. I should have 1 more tack shooter, but that's alright. Okay. So what should we do for this map to start off with? I'm thinking we should try another sniper monkey strategy. but that is kind of getting in the way quite a bit. Put him here? I think that would be a pretty good idea. Or should we try up here somewhere? No, there's more obstacles up there and it blocks out a big chunk of the path. Let's try and minimize as much as possible. I think that'll be pretty good. Just that little part of the path is cut off. Okay, so we'll start off with a sniper. It won't be the greatest start in the world, I'll tell you that much. But we will get faster firing, I think, and just roll with that. Okay, so here's the ceramic that we all know and hate, and as you see, it'll drop me down to 26 lives, and so the 25 extra lives I got from the mana shield just get melted away, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, what are you gonna do about it, really? Okay, so here's the thing. We're not on logs anymore, so this won't be the greatest start in the world to a map, but we will get... Do we get full metal jacket? Can we pop a blue in one shot? We can. Okay, so we'll get faster firing. If we can pop a blue in one shot, that means we have a little bit of time to get full metal jacket. I'm just not sure how amazing our popping power will be with just a sniper, because I mean, blue balloons are getting pretty far. That's what scares me. Oh crap, and I just realized I placed that sniper very far away from the actual track, so if I put down a monkey village, it'll just have to be for that sniper only. It won't reach the boat. Alright, so there we go. We can pop up to yellow balloons now. So that's pretty good. We just need to start setting up our next order of business, which I think will either be Benjamin or clearing this debris. Either way, it's a lot of money for not a lot of popping power, which kinda sucks. So maybe I shouldn't use a boat on this map. We'll see how it goes. If we can afford Benjamin in time, and we're not currently losing 50,000 lives, then we should be fine. But if Benjamin comes out and we start losing a lot of lives, then we might have to restart this level. Because that would not be great. Okay. We seem to be doing alright. Sniper start is never really the best. You want to avoid it at all costs if possible. But for long maps like logs and this one, where it just zigzags a lot and has to go all the way around up here and down there and all that, it's not the worst start in the world. It would definitely suck on that map that's just like a dam, where it's literally just a straight line, and we could lose some lives here. We shall see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many lives? Okay, we didn't lose as many as I thought, which is pretty good. We'll put Benjamin down. Always put Benjamin down in the middle of a round, if you can help it. That way you will get the money that he provides at the end of the round. And that helps out a lot, as you can see. We went straight to 300 there, which is amazing. The only issue is that the balloons are getting pretty strong. Luckily we can still one-shot them thanks to full metal jacket, was it? Full metal jacket, yeah. Okay, next order of business, if we can afford it in time, is to try and take this out of the equation. And then place a boat. See, this is what I was worried about. Getting overwhelmed early on. Okay. We might lose a few more lives here, but that shouldn't be too bad for us. Just focus on the strong ones now. There we go. Now you can pop. Okay. Not too many lives were lost that day. So we're alright. We'll clear this out. And then the second we can afford it, we're going to place a Monkey Buccaneer. Go back to first, please. Okay, there we go. Much better. Switch back to strong. Give it enough time to pop the yellows. Come on. Okay. And then we should be able to pop most of the reds. They shouldn't be too much of a threat for us. Okay, we lost like 2 lives there. That was not the worst thing in the world. Okay. It was like I was telling myself when I was speaking for an hour with no one listening. It's always good to go slow and steady, especially in extreme odysseys like this. But once you put down this boat, you've pretty much guaranteed the early rounds to be sorted fairly easily. Because, I mean, once you get grape shot... Come on. There we go. Now that we've got grape shot, I don't think there's anything that'll be getting through anytime soon. Get the hot shots as well. Do we need to give it camo detection? I think we would. Oh, that's a difficult choice, actually. I suppose I can move my sniper. I can move it. So, we can move the sniper. So I'll give it camo detection for now. But, in the future, I will sell this guy, put him closer, and then put the village in range of both of them. So that they both get the benefits, and I won't have to choose between giving one of them camo. Okay, so we'll put down village around... Where can I put it so that it hits Benjamin as well? There we go. Put it right there. Just for now, we'll give it... We'll try and get it radar scanner as soon as we can. Not that the boat needs it, but the sniper will. So we're just going to get it set up soon if possible. But man, we're actually making a lot of money this round. Oh, maybe it's just because we have a better defense that I'm thinking we're making a lot more money, but we're really not. I really wish you could have more than one boat. It would help out so much. Okay, so let's get radar scanner. This guy can pop leads. This guy can also pop leads. So I think we'll be fine on that regard. I just want to move the sniper at some point to be right next to this village. Okay, getting a little bit dicey here, but that's alright. If we move this sniper, get him to pop the leads. There we go. And sell him, put him here. Now we will get a faster firing full metal jacket as usual. But we can, in fact, sell this guy. Maybe we'll turn off auto start so that we can actually have time to think about this and do it. Alright, so we're going to sell this guy, replace him, make sure he's in range of the village, otherwise it'll be useless. And then we'll get the top path for more damage, but he can't see camo balloons. But that's perfectly fine, because the village allows him to anyway. Turn on auto start again. Alright, so now Benjamin is slowly going to start giving us our lives back, which is great news. We will get ourselves a destroyer as soon as we can. But first we'll get the larger caliber, just to sort of take the pressure off. We'll get bigger radius to line up the jungle drums next. Okay, we're not doing terribly at this point in time. We're earning some cash from Benjamin. We've got our towers set up nicely. And then for the final map, we've got 2 tack shooters, 1 sniper, 1 druid, 1 banana farm, and 1 monkey village, which is more than enough alongside our 1 Benjamin, at least in my mind. So hopefully we can destroy this Odyssey very easily. And I was saying that since there was 19 towers, there is roughly 4 towers per map. So if you can beat some maps with only 3 towers or even 2, like I did show in logs that you could in fact beat a map with just 2 towers, even though it took away 3 from me, which was a bit rigged. But that's neither here or there. You can beat some of these maps with just 2 towers if you really stretch it out. So if you're really panicked about the last couple of maps, try and see if you can beat some of the maps with just 2 towers. It might help you out in the long run. But I'm pretty satisfied with ending on these towers, or these offensive towers for the last map. The Druid is immediately overpowered due to Druid of the Jungle, as well as Heart of Thunder, which will make him a lead popping machine, as well as a ceramic insta-killing machine. Won't be that quick at doing it, but it'll still happen, so that's all well and good. And also as backup, like you guys saw within the logs video, or in the logs map, you can always, if you're running low on offensive towers, you can always turn your village into a primary expertise, like we did in the last Odyssey, and absolutely destroy everything in existence with it. Because let's face it, nothing really beats a primary expertise. It's just too good. Put this sniper on first, and no Moab here. That's perfect. So if you don't know, you want to get Balloon Trojan, level 7 Benjamin before round 40 if possible, because this round, this Odyssey is a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of an uphill struggle, and so this just helps out so much more if you can hack the Moab, make sure that it spawns no children, which means no ceramics will come out of it, and it will produce twice as much cash if you destroy it. Okay, and we've just got increased income to 250 per round, which is beautiful. And we are going to slowly be working towards getting this MIB. Do we actually need the MIB? I mean, this guy can pop camo balloons. This guy can pop camo balloons, and they can already pop lead balloons on their own. I don't think there's anything they can't pop. So realistically, we could just go for the primary expertise. Interesting. Alright, so what should we go for first then? Fully auto rifle, aircraft carrier, or the primary training, and the other primary thing. I think we'll go for the aircraft carrier, just to start getting in some extra damage with those little planes it sends out, which is very nice. And surprisingly, carrier flagship does insane amounts of damage. I had no idea how strong that was until I had used it recently, but damn, that thing is strong as all hell. Alright, let's get the fully auto rifle. Should make life a lot easier for us. And then we can focus a little bit on the village side of things. Okay, let's get primary training. And then just look at this sniper. Absolutely shredding without a care in the world. Just destroying everything that shows up. I don't know how we're going to beat round 63. I guess we'll find out when we get to it. But at the moment we seem to be doing quite well. Alright, we've got ourselves back to 105 lives, which means we're prepared to end the map. Sadly we can't end it right now, but we are essentially ready to move on to the next one because we will not die on wave 1 next map, which is good to know. It's probably the best news I've had all day. Alright, so we've got pretty strong towers here. Admittedly, primary mentoring and primary training, quite useless in their upgrades because they're surrounded by military monkeys rather than primary monkeys. But that's okay, we don't really need them. So we will probably be getting our elite defender first. Just like we did in logs, we'll get our elite defender, and then if we really need to, we can sell our elite defender to buy ourselves primary expertise to save us from round 63 if we ever need it. But I don't know, maybe with this extra boat we won't need to sell for primary expertise. But it is always a guaranteed win if you have primary expertise. There's like, it's insane that a village does that much damage, but it really does. It honestly could solo for quite some time. So there's our elite defender. Now we just need 7,000 in the bank, and we can sell it for a primary expertise at any point in time, which will be incredibly helpful to us. doing quite well. I think once we get the primary expertise up, we can just chill and wait till round 80. Getting upgrades here and there when we need them, but other than that, definitely not placing any more towers. Certainly don't need to, so I'm going to try and avoid it at all costs if possible. Alright, but this boat has been coming in clutch. I'm really glad I saved it for this map rather than logs. I was really thinking about using it for logs, but I decided against it at the very end, just because I thought the boat's a really good tower. As you can already tell, it's been helping out with the sniper so much better than a tack shooter could. But then I thought logs is probably the easiest map in the world, and using one of my best towers on the easiest map is it's not shameful, but it's just not a great idea. Alright, so round 62, I kind of want to see if we beat round 63. I don't think we will, but I just want to see how well it works, and if we do stand a chance at all with our current setup. But let's have a look. Can we beat 63? Okay, wow. Damn, I did not think that would happen. We beat the first wave. Let's see if we beat the others. Okay. Holy crap, really? This can beat round 63. Damn. I was honestly not expecting that. I was so confident that we were gonna potentially lose there that I didn't even use my siphon ability, where that would have made a crap ton of extra cash for us. Huh. Yeah, right. Well, looks like we don't need to sell for our primary expertise because we've got all the damage that we need. So far, apparently. Huh. That's so strange. We will still use the ability to try and make as much bonus cash as possible. Which is beautiful, there we go. A lot of ceramics, but we can handle it. We handled 63, I mean, what else could they possibly throw at us? But we've got 2 more upgrades to get. I'd wager that primary expertise is better than carrier flagship, just because it's got insane range. And while carrier flagship does have buffed planes, I don't think it's as strong in my mind. Alright. So I think we can just chill for the rest of the rounds, really. I mean, the only thing I'm going to be doing is just using this ability for extra cash here. But then other than that, just get primary expertise when you can afford it, and then dominate the rest of the game. So I'll see you guys when we can get primary expertise. Alright, and primary expertise is just as easy as that. And then all of a sudden your problems fade away every 3 seconds or so. It's honestly just such an amazing DPS tower. I don't know why people don't use it more often. Probably because it's not meant to be a DPS tower, but I like it like this. It feels nice to watch the village get some pops in there. Alright, well, there's only 8 rounds left, so I'll see you guys at round 80 because we've got this covered. And there's round 80. Alright, if you want to get carrier flagship, it's available to you at the time, but honestly you don't really need it. These 2 would be plenty just to take out the rest of the wave. And there we go, we're on to the last map of the Odyssey. We've got 7 towers to waste, because, I mean, realistically, we have to use them at some point, so all we have to do now is beat 1 to 80 on loop. Is this called loop or loops? Loops? In the loop. In the loop. We just have to beat 1 to 80 on in the loop with these towers at our disposal. Jeez, I can't talk. So, since we have all of these towers to help us out, we might as well use quite a few of them. I mean, why not, right? One of our best towers is going to be this druid, so I think I want to put him relatively close to the start as well. And let's go. Alright. So there's our lives that we will be losing. Very nice. Watch them go. And boop, 26. Alright. Not too bad. Definitely not the worst thing in the world. I mean, if we didn't have Mana Shield, we'd be down to 1 life, which also isn't the worst thing in the world, but it would mean that we couldn't leak a single balloon. And that hasn't been the case for some of the other maps that we've gone through, so it would kind of suck. So, okay, last map. We can use all of our towers. Any tower that you've been saving up until now, you can start using it. Just throw it out there, see what it can do, and just don't bother with worrying about saving up anymore, because you don't need to. You don't need to save up lives for this last map as well, so keep that in mind. You can start, you don't need to get Benjamin as early in this version, in this last map, because, I mean, what are you saving up lives for now? You're just going to be finished with the Odyssey after this one, so there's really no point. But, nevertheless, Benjamin is a good hero to have, and it does make the later rounds a lot easier on you if you can save up a good chunk of money. So, I think we're going to get this Heart of Thunder, and then go for Benjamin. Actually, we should probably go for Benjamin first, if these guys can take out the rest of these rounds fairly easily, just so that we get some extra cash before we start dealing out the damage. But at the same time, these guys are getting a little bit further than I'd like them to. But it's alright. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure we won't regret this in like 30 seconds time, right? Surely not. That would be crazy. Alright, so let's... Oh, I was wrong. I thought I had only like 10 bucks to go. I needed 100. Man, I am tired. I'm not gonna lie, the second that I found out that essentially my 1 hour commentary by myself was in fact a 1 hour commentary by myself instead of talking to you guys, the second I found out about that, I immediately was just like, I've got to record part 2 tonight. I can't wait till tomorrow, especially if there's no commentary, because that means if you guys start following what I did, just like blindly without commentary, like, don't get me wrong, you'd still get through a decent chunk of it, but it'd be helpful to have commentary on the side as well. So now that we've got Benjamin up, we can afford Heart of Thunder real quick. In fact, I think we can afford it next round. Let's see if that holds true. Ooh, very close, but yes, we will be able to get it this round, which is good to know. Let's get it now. There we go. That should hold back the balloons for at least a little bit, and we can start working on our camo detection. So if you didn't know, because obviously you didn't hear me say it in the last video, it is hot as all hell in Australia right now. Let's check. It is currently 31 degrees and sunny, even though it is almost 11. Go figure. But yes, it is hot as all hell. I've closed my door and my window in my room just to make sure that I don't disturb the family, because it is pretty late at night. Wouldn't want to interrupt anything or just be a nuisance in general while they're trying to listen to something else. So I've shut the door, shut the window, and that has essentially put me in a bit of a hot box. Alright, so basically, like, the reason I have to shut my window is because my window used to lead to the outside, but then at some point in time we added an extra room to our house, so it now leads to the extra room, meaning I have to suffer in the heat because people could be in that room watching TV and would not want to hear about me and my commentary. Alright, so we'll lose that life. So admittedly, if we didn't have Mana Shield, we would be dead. But it's fine, you can just forego getting the Thorn Swarm upgrade and you can get it around earlier. Because you don't necessarily need Thorn Swarm at this point in time. You can always wait on that one. But we will be getting Overdrive next, because that is overpowered as hell, which is pretty good for us. And then we need to pop leads, but the lightning can do that for us, so that's perfectly fine. Maybe we should get Druid of the Storm first, actually, just in case balloons start to fly away from us. We can blow them back to the start and give it another try. Pretty handy if you have Druid of the Storm as well as Heart of Oak. So any sort of regrow balloons that could form a regrow farm instead just get blown back and turned into regular balloons, so it essentially prevents a regrow farm from ever happening, which is very nice. Okay, round 30, not too bad. We just need to get Overdrive now, and I think we will have enough firepower to take out the first Moab. But yeah, beyond that, I think we've got this covered pretty easily. Like, we've still got a sniper and another tack shooter to place if we need one. But I think we've just about got this smashed out easily. Like, Benjamin, although Benjamin doesn't attack, if you can get Benjamin on the playing field and have a decent defense for like 3 to 4 rounds, you can usually make up the cash that Benjamin cost to buy him. You can usually make that money back and extra fairly easily. Alright, so let's get ourselves Overdrive, which is one of the best upgrades for the tack shooter. I'm saying that now because I said it in... You know what, I'll just leave the last video alone. It's suffered enough. And so have you guys with the lack of commentary, so just leave it out of the way. Because it doesn't matter. Mistakes are in the past. I'm not going to bring it up. Alright, let's get ourselves the jungle drums here. Make everybody attack a little bit faster. Do a little bit more damage. Well, I guess technically do a little bit more damage, but mainly just attack faster, so technically more damage. Alright, but if you didn't notice as well, we're getting, thanks to Benjamin, we're getting a dollar, just $1, every single time a new balloon comes through into the game. So as you can see, we're not even attacking yet, but we're getting money. So that's Benjamin's, I think it's called Siphon Funding, where every time a new balloon shows up on screen, it's just like, yoink, I'm gonna steal some of that cash. It works incredibly well. Alright, so the reason I did have banana farms here is, well, I'll show you. Essentially, if you go 3 to the bottom, once we afford it, I can just leave this guy high and dry to do what he will. We can afford to do this because I'm pretty sure we can defeat the first Moab easily. But essentially, if you get a marketplace and you have the right monkey knowledge, at the end of each round, your banana farm will in fact give you an extra life. And if you get the central market, it will give you 3 extra lives. So just wait for the end of this round. Where's the regrow rainbows? There they are. Okay. So as you can see, at the end of the round, it has a little +1 life there. I'm not sure if you can see that very easily, but it did have a little heart symbol and a +1 next to it to indicate that we got an extra life alongside Benjamin's +5, which is a little bit better, but we don't compare in this game. Well, we kind of do, but it's not too bad. Okay, so admittedly, this Odyssey, you can always tell when Ninja Kiwi is up to something, because the Odyssey will look really easy. And there will just be like no descriptive words telling you exactly what's happening, except the title of the Odyssey will be a bit of a meme. So like, this one need healing, and then the New Year's one where it was just 1 round, but obviously it was 40 rounds packed into one. But yes, you can always tell when Ninja Kiwi's up to something when you see 5 easy maps lined up for the Odyssey. If there's 5 easy maps lined up for the Odyssey, you know something dangerous is about to happen. But at the same time, I feel like Ninja Kiwi is slowly adjusting the Odysseys to be harder. Because usually for these Odysseys, you'll find that, like in the early versions of Odysseys, or like the previous Odysseys, I should say, pretty much every single one allowed you to choose a hero. And what I mean by that is it allowed you to pick from multiple heroes. But in the later few Odysseys on hard mode, or even on extreme Odyssey mode like this one, it just gives you a hero and you have to use it. Whereas I feel like any Odyssey where it gave you a choice of hero is usually a lot easier, just because you've got a say in what your hero you pick and which situations it would be best in. The only awkward part is that you can't like test out the rules before you start the Odyssey. You have to start the Odyssey to figure out what it's all about, and if you'll be able to get through it or not. Alright, but as expected, last map with all the extra towers, it just means that we absolutely crush it, no matter what. So get that ball of lightning in there to deal zappy damage. That's beautiful right there. And then just look at this sniper go. He's shooting greens, and he's absolutely destroying. He's got nothing better to shoot. Oh, there we go. Alright, so I hope you guys have been well lately. I haven't really touched base in a while, but I've been doing well. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I've officially signed up to become a personal trainer. Not like signed up, but I'm about to start courses where I learn to become a personal trainer, which is going to be great for me. I can't wait to start them up. I start on February something, so that'll be good. So how have you guys been? That's great. Just treat it like a Dora the Explorer episode. So how have you guys been? Great, nice. If you can't tell, I am quite tired, and it is still... Oh, the temperature's dropping, but the temperature in my room is not, so it may as well be 31 degrees, but apparently outside it is only 25, which isn't horrible for Australia. 25 is very nice in Australia, but I hear, like, it's very funny because some of my relatives still live in England, which is like my heritage. But yeah, some of my relatives still live there. And so when I say that it's 25 degrees in Australia and I'm chilling like outside, like next to a pool, drinking a soda or something like that, they just imagine like me melting into the ground and like seeping into the dirt, never to return, because they hear 25 degrees and they think scorching day, sunburn the second you step outside, nobody's happy, everybody's ice cream's melted the second they've bought it. But in Australia, 25 is beautiful. You go outside, you enjoy your day, you go to the beach, it's amazing. But yeah, and then you hear about England and then all of a sudden, ooh, it was a 15-degree day today, very toasty, and I'm like, no, that does not compute. Alright, let's get ourselves the tax zone here. And, oh, I completely forgot we were coming up on round 63. But luckily we do have a druid that knows the tornado, so we shouldn't have any problems with round 63. Plus we also have the tack zone, so once again, it's going to be difficult to lose to round 63 here. I do kind of want to place another attack shooter. Maybe I'll put it here. Oh, there we go. I want to get the flame one. I don't often use the flame one. Let's give it some range as well, just to help it out. But yeah, I don't often use it. Figured it'd be good to give it a try. It is a bit expensive to get the Inferno ring, but I've heard it is devastating. Also, I keep forgetting to use that ability, but essentially it's just extra cash for free. Alright. There's the ceramics, and as expected, they are no match for the whirlwind and tack zone combo. Alrighty, well, in all honesty, I think we'll be perfectly fine in this Odyssey until round 80 now. So I'll get this fully auto rifle. Then what else? I mean, round 78 is going to be a breeze. All these other rounds have been a breeze so far, so unless something pops up, I'll see you guys at the end. Alright everyone, here comes round 80, served up on a silver platter for us. And it should be easy enough, but just for fun, we'll sell and buy Inferno Ring, just to make it even easier. Look at this guy. This guy is insanely strong. He's just like getting the primary expertise, just launches nukes across the map, and does not care what happens to the balloons. And there we go. Another Odyssey down. Now, I must say, I am terribly sorry for the first part to this Odyssey, where we didn't have any commentary. I know I've said it before, but I just feel so bad. But, hopefully, and I have checked, that the audio is working here. If the audio is not working on this video for some reason, just out of nowhere, it just suddenly cuts off and does not work, I will restart this entire Odyssey from the beginning and upload it again, because that is just annoying if it's happened again. But I don't think it has. I think we've got commentary. But once again, I'm sorry for the first video. Hopefully this one clears some things up. And there you go. We've got 5 days to complete this Odyssey. How much easier is, like, easy mode? Oh my god. You get 30 towers over the course of 3 maps? Oh, that's so nice. That's so nice. Oh, but does the same thing happen? I just want to check something real quick. Does it still send full ceramic out and nuke your lives, or do they send something weaker? Wait, what? No. Really? They don't send out a ceramic at all on round 1? What is this? Nah, that's not... That's too easy, man. That's too easy. Alright, but we're not starting up an easy Odyssey right now. Okay. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your continued support. I appreciate each and every single one of you, especially everybody that's been leaving me comments, constructive criticism, custom challenges, just overall feedback. Absolutely love it all. Keep it up. And thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care and good luck with the Odyssey.